And we're back right here live from the SEMA show in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm Brad Fanshaw. You're listening to Rod and Custom Radio. I've been telling you all about this all week. You know, we've been here, and there is so much going on. I walk around, and every time I go, I try and go a different aisle. That's the only way you're going to see this show, because when you're doing something like Rod and Custom Radio, you've got to kind of scoot this way, scoot that way, so you can get a little see of everything that there is here. And don't forget, today's show is brought to you by Barrett-Jackson, the world's greatest collector car auction. Visit them at barrett-jackson.com. And eBay Motors, where you can dream it, find it, and buy it. It's all at ebaymotors.com. But you know what? I did Car Warriors earlier this year. We had Jimmy Shine on the show here, but I ran into my buddy Ray McClelland. He went through the 48-hour mayhem of building cars on Car Warriors with me, and now he's back to reality and doing his stuff at Full Throttle Customs. How you doing, Ray?
Good, Brad. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. So you blasted over here. I saw your car out in the parking lot. And so how long did it take you in that Super Mustang you drive?
3 hours and 45 minutes. I don't waste no time.
Tell everybody about the horsepower in that puppy.
91 octane. It puts down 805 on a Mustang dyno.
Nice. That's
Still
so
gets
cool.
24 miles to a gallon, though, on the highway.
Cool. That's all you need, man.
Yep,
You can just cruise
exactly.
around in that. You drive that thing everywhere.
Pretty much.
So you know, we were talking about Car Warriors. We did that. I mean, I'm sure you have too. See a lot of the guys from the teams walking around. Yeah, having fun.
Especially they don't look the same.
Yeah,
as they
exactly.
did.
They don't have big dark circles.
Exactly. Yeah, but I've run into quite a few of them. They keep in touch. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, they're all good guys. I mean, that was the thing. We lived with them for 48 hours, and it's like that camaraderie you build up. And I mean, they did. They came buddies, you know.
Yeah. A lot of them have contacted, I'm sure, you as well as me. You know, and you know, after the show and that kind of thing, we've done some business together and on different projects, things like that. And it's pretty cool because that's the unique thing about Car Warriors is it brought people together who you would normally not meet. You got to see different building styles, all that kind of stuff, but you also got to see cool people from around the country.
Yeah, that was what was cool, was it wasn't just like a bunch of Southern California shops or something. They came from Pennsylvania. They came from the South. They came from the North. And that's what was fun because we did see, I mean, there were guys that were mini truck builders. There were guys that were hot rod builders. There were guys that were, just rat rod builders.
Well, the funny thing was whenever we had the rat rod builders on, like a custom build or like a Chevelle build or something like that, and they're like, I have no idea what to do.
Or the guys that came in and they were top-notch metal fabricators, and they go, oh, we got Corvettes.
Exactly. Yeah, those are fond memories.
So SEMA's the big show of the year. I'm sure you're a super tuner with Full Throttle Customs. You just opened a new shop. Tell us about that.
Yeah, we opened up shop in Oxnard actually. We're hoping to open up another one near the Hollywood area, probably around summer, fall.
Okay.
So, but we've got the dyno set up, that kind of thing down there. Doing a lot of fabricating. We specialize in like the show said, 1,000 horsepower street car stuff.
Cool.
So
guys can bring you their cars, and you can dyno tune them, get them all, so that all the jets are working right, and that computer's talking and telling the fuel to go in
something like
there.
that. Yeah, something like that. The idea is, we're not only gaining horsepower and torque, we're also gaining fuel economy. So it kind of helps out a broad range of people.
No, wait a minute. That just sounded like a plug to get guys that go, well, gas is really expensive. I better go see Ray.
Exactly.
I've got 1,500 horsepower, but I can save a mile a gallon.
Well, believe it or not, we can make 1,500 horsepower and still probably get about 16, 17 miles to a gallon.
But then they're still going to spend a bunch of money on rubber tires.
We're not going to talk about how much money they're going to spend.
So, Ray, SEMA show, it's the biggest thing of the year. You were telling me about one of the cars that's going to be in the Optima Challenge that you tuned. Tell us about that.
Yeah, actually, it's a really cool project. The guy was he had built a car last year for Optima Challenge, and this year was invited again. So they took a '07 Parnelli Jones. There was a limited edition.
Yeah, those were cool. They were kind of like a mustardy orange color, right?
Exactly. Yeah. There was only like 500 of them made, and he just gutted the whole thing. He ended up putting in a built Mass Motorsports LS3 with their computer system in there and a 6-speed transmission. They're looking to compete in the Optima Challenge, and they come over to me and they're like, look, we got this set up in here. We only have 3 days. We got to get this thing dialed in. And so we got it dialed in, and it's definitely going to be impressive. I can't wait to get out to the track and see what it's going to do. Cool.
Now that's Saturday after SEMA. Everybody sticks around. They go out, and it's an invite-only event.
Yes, it's an invite-only event. I competed in 2010. I was in it, and the unique thing about that is, when you come to SEMA, you've been coming probably longer than I have.
A long time. Hey, if I tell you it was since '83, you'd know how old I am.
Well, when you come out here, a lot of times you see some really cool cars but they don't really run. You know,
Yeah.
they claim, oh, we make 1,000 horsepower, but they never do. And the idea of the Optima Challenge is to get them out there on a track and prove what you say you can do.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Ray, tell us your website. Where can all of my listeners find all the cool stuff that you do?
You can check us out on fullthrottlecustoms.com, and customs is spelled with a K and a Z.
Okay, and how about on Facebook? I know you're on there all the time.
Oh, yeah. You just check us out on Facebook.
Is it Full Throttle Customs on Facebook?
Customs,
cool.
Yeah.
Ray McClellan, my co-host on... I almost messed it all up. Hey, on Car Warriors. See, it's that 48 hours. It kills brain cells. But Ray McClellan, my co-host on Car Warriors on Speed. You can still see us in re-airs, and we get better on every show. So,
exactly.
Ray, thanks for coming by. This is Brad Fanshaw from Rod and Custom Radio, live from the SEMA show.
Check us out on fullthrottlecustoms.com, and customs is spelled with a K and a Z.
Okay, and how about on Facebook? I know you're on there all the time.
Oh, yeah. You just check us out on Facebook.
Is it Full Throttle Customs on Facebook?
Customs,
cool.
Yeah.
Ray McClellan, my co-host on... I almost messed it all up. Hey, on Car Warriors. See, it's that 48 hours. It kills brain cells. But Ray McClellan, my co-host on Car Warriors on Speed. You can still see us in re-airs, and we get better on every show. So,
exactly.
Ray, thanks for coming by. This is Brad Fanshaw from Rod and Custom Radio, live from the SEMA show.